Good morning, students. I am Shubha Hiremat, Assistant Professor of English, Government First Grade College, Dharwad. In the previous session, we have already discussed the summary of the story and also important themes in this story. Sparrow. It is written by K.A. Abbas, and I am sure students you have already read this story and appreciate the character of Rahim Khan as well as the love and affection for the sparrows. In this session, we will analyze the character sketch of Rahim Khan. Sparrows is one of the greatest short stories from the pen of K. Abbas, and the protagonist Rahim Khan. The story is about his life. Despite his despicable behavior, he proves to have a good heart, that is, a heart of gold. The story is about, though he seemed evil or bad person, meanwhile he transformed as a good soul. Thus, the story has a message that no one is basically bad. Something may be the reason behind their evil character. Men are cruel, but inside every man there is love, kindness, and virtue. When we sketch the character of Rahim Khan, in the beginning of the story itself, the narrator briefly gives the idea of his appearance. He was now a 50-year-old farmer, and the villagers, they used to whisper among themselves about his character and his ill treatment towards his own wife and children. So through the villagers, we come to know that how hard-hearted was Rahim Khan. He was rude and violent to everyone. His sons couldn't stand his violence and had run away from home. And he was disliked by the village people. The neighbors used to be afraid of Rahim Khan. And because of his harsh treatment or violence, his sons had left him, and later in the story we come to know that his wife too left him. Not only people, not only human beings, he used to beat the animals too. Such a violent character was of Rahim Khan. So this was in the beginning of the story. And the writer tries to explain here that when he tries to wreck his appearance was, he was very hard-working man, and he belongs to a Muslim family. His father too was a farmer. His mother loves him very much. He had been married 30 years and had two sons who were named as Nuru and Bundu. The hut in which he lives is gaunt and aloof. So this was the basic information about Rahim Khan and his life. But when he was young, he is tall, broad, and strong even at the age of 50. But when he was young, he was an athlete and sports person. He excelled in wrestling, kabaddi, and diving. He was the best player of kabaddi and athletics in his village. He was very attractive and handsome in his youth. And in the meanwhile, we understand that he had two ambitions. One ambition was to join a touring circus. He enjoyed the company of circus and he wanted to join a touring circus. And the other ambition was he wanted to marry a girl named Radha. He loved her, but she was daughter of Ramcharan, village Banyan, who was Hindu. Rahim Khan, we already know, belongs to Muslim family, and it was against the social norm or tradition of marrying other religion person from other religion. So that was the reason why his parents disagreed with Rahim Khan. When they came to know that he loved a girl belonged to different religion, they convinced the girl's parent so that she can marry another Hindu boy. Already she was too old to get married. So like that they convinced, and Radha, unfortunately, she married a Hindu man named Ramlal. He was also Banya of neighboring village. With the marriage of Radha, his love, Rahim Khan, whom he loved, that was remained a dream. He was very angry and frustrated. His parents crushed his both ambitions. They were against Rahim Khan to join a touring circus and also to marry the girl whom he loved. So these were the two reasons of his violent nature or his frustration. He too got married for the namesake, and later he wanted to take revenge against his parents, society, and his wife became a medium for his showing anger. His ambitions remained unfulfilled. Though very vigorous and ambitious, he was not able to show the courage to disobey his father, and he gets married to a Muslim girl of his parents' choice, compromises and carries on with the family profession. He too occupied the profession of farmer. This incident turned Rahim, a kind man, into hard-hearted person. Because of his parents and society, he showed his resentment against them, and 30 years hence he still continued showing his anger on his wife and children, his bullocks and the entire village. So he was dead against the society in which he lived, and with everyone his behavior was same. He knew only hatred. He used to beat animals and no one liked Rahim Khan. Thereon, society neither came to rescue the poor woman. Here, his wife was a kind of scapegoat, like she was waiting for him, like a sheep waiting for a butcher. Like that, he ill-treated his wife as well as his sons. But the twist in the story is that we already read the story and understood what are the theme of the story. So change of behavior is a major theme of the story. The writer here convinces readers that anyone can change. It is not that a person who had bad character remain bad throughout life. At some moment he may become good, and a good person at a certain moment become bad person. So there is a mixture of good as well as bad in everyone's character. Here Rahim Khan, though incidents made him cruel or bad, nature teaches him to change his behavior. It was no one's capacity to change Rahim Khan, but ultimately nature, with its tiny creatures like sparrows, tiny birds, they taught him the lesson of love and caring. This is a very moving story of sorrow and disappointment of a supposedly hard-hearted man. Of course, there was transformation from utter cruelty to one of endearing love and compassion forms the lifeline of the narrative. We understood this change of behavior in Rahim Khan, but unfortunately his own family or the villagers, they were unable to notice it because he used to live alone. His wife, sons, everybody left him, and in the hut he made friends with sparrows. He used to call the baby sparrows by the name of his own sons, that is Nuru and Bundu. And in the daytime, though he was working in his farm, he used to recall what these birds might be doing. Every day he used to feed them, he used to talk with them, he enjoyed their company. And the love, kindness breeds in his heart. Here Mother Sparrow, it feeds the baby sparrows and it always loved and cared for the family. So this concept was realized to Rahim Khan and there was change of behavior. One day there was heavy rainfall and these birds, they were not feeling safe inside the nest and there was leakage in the roof. To protect the family of sparrows or to protect the nest, without caring the heavy rain, Rahim Khan, he went and repaired the roof. The next day he caught cold, fever, and his only concern was who will feed the sparrows in his absence? Who will take care of him? Who will protect him? That was the only concern of Rahim Khan now. When he was talking with the sparrows, villagers, the neighbors, they visited him and they thought him mad. And they called his wife and children so that they take care of Rahim Khan. But it was too late when his wife and children arrived, they saw that the door was open and Rahim Khan was dead. They only hear the fluttering of sparrows in the hut. Unfortunately, the change of Rahim Khan's behavior remained unnoticed. But the point is, he died in peace, in contentment. His soul got salvation. Like that, through the story and through the character of Rahim Khan, what we need to understand is no person is completely bad or completely evil. Some incident or something was the reason for their evil nature, and it can be changed into good. That is about Rahim Khan's character. It is very carefully portrayed by the narrator, and unlike other stories where the protagonist mostly is honest, honorable, heroic, but in this story, Sparrows, the protagonist is like any other common man in our society. In reality, we find many people like Rahim Khan, and also there may be some reason behind their hard-heartedness. The society or the environment is the major cause of our nature, and if we are frustrated or our ambition remain unfulfilled, definitely there will be cruelty or frustration. But being human beings, we need to learn how to love and care at least our family and friends. The world exists on the basis of love. If there is no love on this earth, we cannot survive. That is the beautiful story of Rahim Khan in the Sparrows. With this, I will conclude my lecture, and in the next session, we will discuss symbolic aspects in this story. Thank you.